Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more F1 2020 My Team, and today we are here for probably one of the biggest episodes we've ever seen on the channel in regards of this series. And the reason for that is because today we could potentially clinch the Drivers and Constructors Championships here today and knock Mercedes off of their throne in what has been a dominant V6 era for them. So it's a big day at the office, and we could win both championships in today's episode. It's taken us 3 long seasons to get to this point, plenty of R&D upgrades, facility upgrades, driver changes, you name it, we've been there and done it, and today could be the culmination of that in today's episode at the US Grand Prix. If you guys missed the previous episode at Japan, then go check it out, guys. I'll leave a link up in the top right hand corner of your screen, my favorite racetrack of the entire calendar. But this is USA, and this is one of the AI's strongest tracks. Having said that, only Ricciardo, my own teammate, can take away my crown, and it's me versus him for the Drivers' Championship. So the championship will be given to a 97 racing driver, which is insane. But guys, before we jump into today's episode, if you're going to enjoy it, then smash the like button. Let's see if we can try and hit 1,000 likes for today's video, and also subscribe for more daily F1 content on the channel. And let's kick off today's episode with a bombshell. Once again, here we are on the laptop. First of all, the weather forecast this weekend, it looks dry, which is great. We then move into the R&D graph, and there's no real changes. Teams are now starting to save up points for the regulation change next year. But here is the big news. Now, in the weekend preview, as always, there was a bit of a message from Carl, and basically, long story short, to summarize that paragraph, there's a rumor going around, and it looks like Mercedes won't be supplying engines to us next season. So we may have to look elsewhere for a brand new power unit supplier for season 4. And if you combine that with the regulation change, where the durability, the aerodynamics, and the chassis are being affected, it could be a big off season, because we also need to get a teammate to replace the retiring Daniel Ricciardo. So there's a big bit of news for us to digest, and I've got to kind of consider my options now moving forward, because I already did a lot of upgrades protecting the durability for an engine I thought I was going to keep next season, but it looks like that may not be the case. Mercedes claim it's due to funding. It could be because we're outperforming them as well. Either way, next year we may not be running on Mercedes power any longer, so we may have to look elsewhere for other options. Either way, we moved to practice, and we had a flawless weekend once again, quickest of all in FP1, and setting the benchmark as always, and of course the standard pretty much 1,000 R&D points that we always seem to get. And we've got to now decide, with these R&D points, where to spend them, because if we are going to lose those Mercedes engines, it's not worth upgrading or protecting what's left of the durability upgrades. We may as well just go full steam ahead on chassis and aerodynamic work. So we're going to try and plan for that, and we'll spend those points very soon. But either way, guys, we're going to move to qualifying here at USA for the US Grand Prix. And I'm looking forward to it, because even though it's one of the AR stronger tracks, I feel like we've still got a good car and we could do quite well around here. So here we are then in Q1, and my first time lap didn't get off to the best start, just missing the apex, running a bit wide and getting some oversteer on the curb of turn 1, losing a couple of tenths. And then also at the end of the lap as well, I just got a bit too wide there through the penultimate corner and completely missed my apex. I ran off the track, but I didn't really gain any lap time. And then the final corner, opening up the DRS as we cross the line, 26.9, and we only go P10. So I didn't think that lap would be enough, but actually when I got back to the pit lane and I saw the lap times elsewhere, we was actually okay. So I was able to stay in the pit lane and save a set of tyres. And speaking of tyres, in Q2, I tried my luck on the mediums just to see if I could somehow try it, and it didn't really go to plan. There was a lack of grip. And also the AI stepped up their pace in Q2 accordingly. So you'll see here right now for the triple right, I lose the back end on entry, getting some oversteer, and that sends me wide off the track and cost me a couple of tenths there, and just generally struggling with the grip and the balance on the medium tyres through here. But eventually through the final corner, we get the power down, open the DRS and cross the line, set at 27.6, which is about 7 tenths slower than our Q1 time, and it was only good enough for P13. So we went back out on soft tyres and we had to improve. And this was actually a very strong lap from me. I was happy with this one. This was the first lap of the weekend where I was like, okay, you know what, this is on the money. And you'll see now we're 7 tenths up after the second sector, and we're looking well on course for a top 10 as we now make our way through the final couple of corners, keeping it nice and tidy within track limits as we now go through the final corner, opening DRS, and we improve by 1.4 seconds, and we move up into third place, 8 tenths off Lewis Hamilton's time, to be fair, but still enough to get into Q3, and Ricciardo in second place, just behind him to be fair. So all in all, it was actually quite close, you know, from Ricciardo down to Leclerc, half a second covering us, very competitive in qualifying. But we now move into Q3, and this is where everyone turns their engines up to 11 and leaves no stone unturned in terms of pace. And my first lap here, I did an absolutely disgusting corner cut right there, which I wasn't happy with. So I knew the lap was down the drain. Even though I'm on regular corner cutting, I wasn't going to do a lap with that corner cut. So as you'll see here, at the end of the lap, I finished the lap at regular pace to get a few deltas, but then right at the end I slowed off and backed off the lap so that it wouldn't, you know, change my order, basically, my position in Q3, because I still wanted to get some kind of references to aim for on my final lap. So here we go then. This was my final Q3 attempt. Currently P10. We've got it all to do, so let's go for a full lap here of the circuit of the Americas, and let's see how far up the grid we can qualify here today. And there we go, across the line, and it's a strong lap. We improve, and it was my quickest lap of the weekend at 25.9. I didn't expect to get into the 125, so I was really happy with that one. But Ricciardo on pole, he just edges out Lewis Hamilton and also out-qualifies Bottas. And to be fair, you know, Ricciardo's got to win this race and hope that I don't score many points, because he's got it all to do. I believe he's got to outscore me by 15 points in the race. So yeah, there is the qualifying results. We get P6 in the end behind the Red Bulls, which is not ideal, but I didn't have any more pace in the car. That lap was perfect for me, so I couldn't go any quicker. And just naturally, the AI are pretty strong around here, so fair play. After qualifying, we look at the rivalry breakdown, and Bottas, of course, outscores us here today, but we still take a 1-point lead into the race. And yeah, hopefully we'll try and turn that around. We then move into the acclaim, and with that pole position, Daniel Ricciardo, who of course will be retiring anyways, will level up to level 17. But guys, that's it for qualifying. We're now going to move into a title potential winning race.
Welcome once again then to the United States Grand Prix here in the magnificent city of Austin. It was here in 2018 that Kimi Räikkönen delighted the world by winning for the first time in 114 races. There's always a record to be broken, so what, I wonder, is in store for us today? We have 10 turns to the left and 10 to the right here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas. Overtaking opportunities into turn 1 and 12 at this anti-clockwise 3.6 mile track. And we should see average lap speeds of around 126 miles per hour. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Martinez. That was a great win in the last race. Could they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, Alexander Albon, Martinez, Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, and Esteban Ocon, Perez, Magnussen, Sebastian Vettel, and Kvyat, Stroll, Russell, Pierre Gasly. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Antonio Giovinazzi, De Vries, Aitken, Latifi, and Romain Grosjean sits at the back of the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Here we go then, guys. It's the big one, the US Grand Prix, and the opportunity of winning the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships is possible here today. The exact permutations, I think, can vary depending on fastest lap, but generally, the gap between me and Ricciardo in the championship is 94 points. After this race, there will be 75 points available. Therefore, Ricciardo needs to outscore me today by at least 19 points to keep the title race alive. So that would mean him winning, and I'd have to finish probably at least P7 or P8. So at the minute, as it stands, the position that I'm in right now, this would be a championship winning position, as you get, I believe, 8 points for P6, which is exactly what I need. So 6th or higher for me is good enough. We then look at the constructors. Now, I'm not sure what the exact number is over there, but I do know that you can score up to 44 points, I believe, per race weekend in each car. 3 races to go means there's 122 points up for grabs. The gap right now is around 155, so if we outscore Mercedes by about 10 points, that's job done for us. So it's looking good. But now we've got to make sure we just don't throw it away or mess it up. So in terms of the race strategy, we're going to start on the soft tyres, of course, that we qualified on. We're then going to move on to medium. So a very straightforward one-stop strategy here today. Weather forecast looks dry, and fuel-wise, I've underfueled by 0.2. I would have put the exact permutations on screen in the background, guys, whilst I said this, but guys, it's time. Without further ado, let's get this race underway. It's now go time here for the US Grand Prix. Right, here we go. The lights are coming on. Let's try and get that good start here. Lights are on. And away we go. Nice clean start from us, actually. Leclerc gets away really well in the Ferrari. Into turn 1. I want to be cautious here as the Ferrari cuts across. Easy does it on the apex. No wing damage, just making sure there, but we've lost the place. As it stands, if Ricciardo wins, we wouldn't win the title, but that's okay. It's a long race. We've got plenty of chances to get some of these guys. I'm expecting to get ahead of Leclerc and the Red Bulls. I think the race pace should be better. And then it's a question of if we get past the Mercedes cars or not. But for now, let's see if we can get past Leclerc quickly and get back ahead of him as we're going towards the hairpin. Going to take a wide entry and get that kind of switchback line. There we go. Nice bit of traction on the exit. Overtake engaged, rich mix flowing, and look at the speed now as the Mercedes engine starts to kick in, of course, and look at this, we're getting a run on Albon as well. Got to be cautious though. I'm going to go early on the brakes just to avoid going into the back of him. Ricciardo's held the lead, crucially. We've now got Albon up ahead, so let's see if we can work towards getting past him and making some progress here and solidifying our championship winning position in this race. Looks like Albon's had a bit of a poor exit there. Might just try and put a bit of pressure on him through the triple rights. Here we go. I'm getting underneath him. I'm on the outside. Oh, Albon moves aggressively there on the corner entry. We'll swoop to the inside, but I'm going to hang back for now. Maybe I can get him on the run up to turn 1. There we go. Albon out of DRS. Here we go, getting the run up towards the first corner. He's wiggling. I'm going to go to the outside. To be fair, Albon's actually brilliant on the brakes there. Didn't really match it, but we get the cut back on him. Here we go to the outside through turn 2. Can we get the drive into the S's? Not quite. Albon hangs on for now, but I'm getting my teeth out. Being aggressive early on in this race. Maybe I can get him onto the back straight if I can just nail this section. Albon won't have a slipstream from Verstappen, so let's try and close in here. Down towards the hairpin. I've got a lot of straight line speed. Just got to make sure I use it correctly. Same thing as last lap, going for that wide entry. Getting the cutback. Here we go, I'm well within range. This should be a doable overtake. Albon's running a bit more engine power, it seems now, but we're going to swoop to the inside this time. On the brakes, don't lock up. There we go, Albon on the cutback, to be fair. This is a great scrap with Alex, but we're going to get the inside line through here, and surely, there we go, there we get it done. We cut him off on the corner exit, and we're now P5 in the US Grand Prix. Meanwhile, out front, Ricciardo flying away. Mercedes battling amongst each other. Well, we've got Valtteri Bottas, currently P2, Hamilton P3. Looks like the Mercs are struggling to find a bit of race pace early on here today, which is quite surprising, given Verstappen's actually giving them a bit of pressure, which is quite surprising. The Red Bull's been off the pace for a long, long time now. Ricciardo's comfortable out front, as we almost set our new personal best. I've got to be careful now because I can win the championship here, so now there's no real urgency to make these moves. I can be patient and wait for the correct opportunity to present itself. There's no need to go for an aggressive move. I've definitely got the pace to win this race, judging by how far Ricciardo is out front. The race pace looks very strong from us, and I've definitely got a chance to win this quite easily. So I'm definitely going to try and go for the race win. I want to do it in style. I'm going to see if I can get past Max. The issue now is the DRS effect, of course. We're in that train, so it's hard to get close enough to Max and make a move. Not too bad this time. We're gaining a bit, but I'm not quite close enough on the brakes to really challenge. I'm closer this time. If I can get the drive out of here, Verstappen gets a bit loose. You saw that oversteer kick in the Red Bull. That's going to give me the invitation to get the run on him here. I'm going to stick to the outside, get a toe from the Mercedes up ahead, and get that move done before the brake zone. And there we go, P4. Just the Mercedes cars remain. One by one, we're cutting our way through and making that progress. Bottas is not quick at all, so I should be able to get past Lewis and then Bottas quite easily. Same thing again through here, getting a nice run through the hairpin.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Let's see what that is.
Copy that.
You can see now we're struggling a bit more to get that run. Meanwhile, Hamilton actually putting a move on Bottas here. I'm going to back off, let them go at it. We'll see what happens. Just going to keep my distance. I might be able to pick up the scraps here. Lewis going for the move on Bottas. He's got the inside line. I think he's got it done. Or has he? Not quite. Bottas coming back down the inside. This is great action between the Mercedes boys. I'm just trying to find a way through here, which is proving a bit difficult. Oh no, we've lost our wing.
Wing damage. This will be a major performance impact unless you box for a new one. A new strategy is available on the MFD.
That's not gone well. Oh my god, I'm being hit everywhere. I've got a box. Don't know what the hell just happened there. I think Bottas just hit the brakes. Either way, I want to go hard tyres. I was going to go mediums, but I think that's a bit of a stretch. We'll go hards, play it safe. We should be able to get to the end, so it's not terrible. It's not a disaster. Here we go then. Wing change as well. Not ideal, but we can make this up. It's early days yet. I've got good pace. I'll use the clean air to my advantage.
Go, go, go.
9.1, bit of a slow stop, but away we go nonetheless. Let's see if we can recover.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Not ideal there. I think Bottas hit the brakes, and that's where I hit him. I just don't know why the AI do that sometimes. They hit the brakes when they're side by side and battling. Makes no sense. Right, we've got work to do. Let's just get on with it. Straight down to work on this tyre, trying to set some early lap times. We match our personal best. A couple of cars in the pit lane here. Looks like Gasly leaving the pit exit along with Carlos Sainz. Let's see if we can get ahead of these guys. Looks like they're two stopping actually, which is quite surprising. Let's try and stick with Carlos. I think I've got the pace to do so. Ooh, okay, Ocon out the race. First retirement, that's one less car I'm going to have to worry about. Ricciardo pits.
Daniel's in the pits.
No safety car or VSC as we drive past Ocon there.
There's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Only problem now is though, we're catching some slower cars who are still on those soft tyres yet to pit. That's going to stunt our progress slightly. Let's see if any more cars are in the pit lane this lap.
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
Wow. Big moment there. Lacking a bit of rear grip, feels like. Let's see who pits. Okay, so two of those cars pit. Let's try and close up to Sainz and Aitken here. There should be more cars in the pit lane anyways. I think Bottas is in there. Is it Bottas? Yes, it is. Valtteri in the pits. There comes Lando on the pit exit. This could be close. Fresh soft tyres for Lando. Side by side with his teammate. Oh my god, again, we're just behind side by side teammates for the second time in this race. I'm having flashbacks already. Looks like Lando's just got ahead of Carlos though. So we'll just hang back for now. Here we go. Lando putting a move on Aitken. We're going to take the wide line through the hairpin and try and go for our classic little overtake. I might be able to get a couple of cars here with our straight line speed. Here we go. Using the Alpha as a bit of a slipstream. And look at this. Now we're getting the toe on Carlos as well. Go to the outside. Oh, this could get ugly. Carlos brushes Lando, I believe, there. May have got wing damage, but we go around the outside. Whew, that was close. Almost involved in another incident there, but we're now P12. Leclerc just up the road on hard tyres, so he's going to the end. So let's see if we can close up to him. Looks like we've got Sebastian Vettel in the pit lane this time. The only car in the pits this lap as we now move up to P11. Let's try and get on to Norris here. Okay, looks like Nick De Vries will pit because Leclerc and Lando were stuck behind him. But now we're behind these boys. New personal best. Also Stroll in the pits for AlphaTauri. We're now up into the top 9. We're getting there. We're recovering nicely, and we're going to the end on these tyres, of course, so let's keep pushing. Leclerc and Lando going at it as we almost get brake checked again there for the second time this race by Lando Norris. I want to try and get by because I've got more pace, I feel like. Not a lot more. The soft tyre's definitely equal to my hard tyre at the minute, but I'm definitely quicker than Leclerc, that's for sure. Perez in the pit lane on that lap for Racing Point. He's gone to the medium tyres as we overshoot turn 1 slightly. And now we're up to P8. We're getting there. Here goes Lando on Charles Leclerc. We're going to just sit back, this time trying to avoid contact if possible. But I am going to go for a bit of a move if I get a chance. Lando should get this one though, he's on the soft tyres, and he does. Get a bit loose down traction. I thought I was going down the inside of Leclerc there, but he already took a bit of a compromised line. But we do get the exit out of there. I'm going to try and swoop across. And there we go, we just give Leclerc a squeeze into the apex. He has to back out, we get the racing line, and we get ahead of the Ferrari. And look at that, the Racing Point of Magnussen pits at the same time. So that is going to give us a top 6 already. Great recovery. We've got Albon and Norris up ahead, and that should be P4. I've been stuck in this train for the last couple of laps. It feels like Lando is just starting to run out of soft tyres, but he's obviously still hanging on because of the DRS on Albon. But I'm starting to notice, you know, Lando was putting pressure on Albon before. Now not so much, he's struggling on his tyres more. I think he should be pitting soon because at the minute I can't really do anything. I'm a bit stuck at the minute. I'm also losing a bit of grip on my tyres now. I've been on these for 10 laps, so I'm starting to feel it a little bit. Carlos Sainz pits just behind, so if that's anything to go by, Lando should be in this lap. Right, let's see if Lando pits. I'm expecting him in, and then that will release us onto Albon, and there we go. Now we can attack the Red Bull. This should be a nice easy move. Now we've got the first attack towards Alex. Also looks like Verstappen's in the pits and Hamilton as well. So if we get past Albon here, we could be in second place, a net second place. Ricciardo on the hard tyres, he's going to the end as well. Happy days, this could still be a great result for us. Oh, getting close to Alex there on the braking. Very close, locking up the left front. This should be on soon if I can just get a good exit onto a DRS zone. Here we go then, this should be it. Into the hairpin, getting a nice wide line, try and get that traction down. Not as good as it has been, to be fair, that wasn't my best exit, but we're closer than we have been. Here we go, look at the speed, 350 k's almost, as we breeze up to the back. Outside line for us. Once again, battling Albon around the circuit of the Americas, inside line for the next right-hander for me. And we get it done in the exact same corner as last time, and we are now 1-2 in this race for the 97 F1 Racing Team. Yes, baby, let's go. Hamilton's got to make his way through on mediums. He's got to get past Leclerc and Albon, so this is our chance now to use our tyres and the fuel we've saved to just basically not save any more fuel and just go flat out now and see how fast we can go. Good lap from me, this one. Nice and clean. Personal best coming up. 1 minute 30.2. We've now dropped Albon out of DRS range. Back-to-back personal bests. Good pace from us. Unfortunately, I'm nowhere near the fastest lap. That's a 29.5, so we're half a second off that, and I'm not going to find half a second on these tyres right now, so let's just bring it home. We're on course to win both titles as it stands right now. Another personal best, just ticking over nicely at the minute into the 129s. I am catching Ricciardo, but I'm not catching enough. Hamilton still can't get P3, so at the minute we are well on course for this 1-2 finish and close it out in style. Hamilton now up to P3. He's got past Albon, but too little too late, I think, from him and Mercedes. I think we've got this wrapped up. Here we go then, through the second sector. This is it. It's been 3 long seasons. So much work has gone into it from day 1, the 97-001. And we're finally here, season 3, picking up not just a race win, but a 1-2. And in the same race, it's also going to be both championships. Ricciardo wins the race. Here we go then, through the final corner, and we have done it. We've beaten Mercedes. We win both championships. Yes!
Fantastic drive, and it means your driver's world champion. What a result. Enjoy it.
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now. our new Formula One World Drivers' Champion. That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Yes, guys, it's done. We've won both championships, drivers, constructors. We've dethroned Mercedes for the first time since 2013, and it's a big, big year for us. Ricciardo picks up the win here today. We finished in second place after the incident we had with Valtteri Bottas earlier on. Hamilton third on the podium for Mercedes with the fastest lap. Missing out on the podium we have Albon, Leclerc, Verstappen. Bottas recovers the P7 ahead of Perez, Gasly and Norris. Missing out on the top 10, Sebastian Vettel along with Sainz, Stroll, Magnussen, Russell, De Vries, Aitken, Latifi, Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Grosjean and Esteban Ocon out of the race. In terms of the standings, we officially, mathematically, cannot be caught. 3 races remain, 75 points on the table, which means Ricciardo can't catch us anymore. It's job done. It's GG, and now I'm going to focus on helping Ricciardo secure the runner-up spot for the rest of the season. We then move into the constructors, and we, of course, also mathematically are out of sight. 3 races to go with a maximum, I believe, 44 or 45 points possible per race. Mercedes can't catch us anymore, so it is GG. Job done, and we now turn all of our focus to securing that second place runner-up spot for Ricciardo and turning our focus to season 4, because a lot is going to happen, you know, with the regulation change, with a brand new teammate as Ricciardo retires, and of course with a potential new engine. So guys, that is it for the race here today. I could do some upgrades, but ultimately it's not that important. We'll take care of the admin in the next episode. So if you enjoyed this episode, guys, smash the like button. Let's see if we can try and hit 1,000 likes for winning the championships, guys. Subscribe for more daily F1 content. 3 races to go. We'll start the remaining races from the back, have a little bit of fun and see what we can do, and then we turn our attention to season 4, which could be potentially the final season, guys. So do get subscribed for that. Finally, check out the 2 videos on your screen right now if you haven't done so already. But guys, have a good rest of your evening, and I'll see you all next time for the Mexican Grand Prix. But until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.